Hello everybody, welcome back to the shop. Something different once again. Yes, I still am into old iron, don't you worry. But I've been thinking about getting bees for a while, a couple of years, and with the impending apocalypse I thought this might be the time to do it. So I decided on Hoover hives. I believe they're made in the USA. They seem to have some good reviews, good quality. It ships unassembled to save on space, of course. Let's take a look what we got in the box here. It's all packed in there nicely. Queen excluder, some pretty sparse instructions, but I think it's a fairly square peg, square hole. And the box smells nicely of beeswax. This is a 10 frame hive. You get 2 deeps, 1 medium. The outside of the boxes are coated in beeswax. You don't need to paint them or anything. If you do want to paint them, you're out of luck with this. You might want to buy something else. And got some foundation here, already beeswax coated. You can feel it and smell it. So, I am no woodworker, but I think I can stick things together and glue it together. Oh, and also nail it together. Comes with nails. So let's lay this out and get it together. Well, I got it all laid out, more or less. And this kit actually came with stuff I didn't even know was coming with it. And it doesn't even say it there on the packing list. It also came with a mouse guard. In addition to your typical entrance reducer. You'd flip this to this hole for the winter. They can still enter and leave, but the smaller hole allows less air to come in, keeps the hive warmer, and then the larger gap for the summer. And then also this for the winter, prevents mice from coming in and eating the honey. Didn't know it came with this. I have no idea what these 2 brackets are for. And the list doesn't mention them, so maybe we'll figure it out. It also came with this, which I believe is there's a term for it, but you can see there's little fingers in there, so it allows bees to go in this hole and exit, but not the other way around, kind of like a lobster trap. And I believe this fits into the hole in the inner top cover. But again, nothing is mentioned, so who knows, whatever. It's nice that it came with that. I actually, I'll leave a comment down below if you know more than I do, which is just about anybody with bees. Why do you want, I'm pretty sure this goes in the top cover, why do you want to allow the bees out but not in through the top? What difference does that make? Because I have no idea. I'm reading some books, I'm doing research, I'll figure it out. But leave a comment. I wanted to glue this together with wood glue, but since these are completely dipped in beeswax everywhere, you see there's big chunks of it. I'm going to have to shave some of this off to make it fit well. I will not be able to glue this because of the wax. Well, this is the joint. I just took it apart. This is the one that I had together a second ago. And you can definitely see those chunks of beeswax. You can see how they're really rubbed, so they were causing interference on the end too, so that's possibly why it wasn't coming together all the way. So I'm going to scrape out as much of this as I can with a knife. Also, I was a little hasty, yeah, I was excited, but because of the extra thickness from the beeswax, you can just barely see there's a crack that formed because it forced the wood apart a bit. Oh well, that's not a big deal. This is going to get glued and dovetailed together. That'll be, or glued and nailed together. So that'll be no problem at all. But anyway, so I'm going to scrape all these joints. Would be nicer. I understand it's a lot easier in their factory just to dip the whole thing, but it'd be nice if they just brushed it or rollered it on the sides and left the ends kind of untouched. So It'd be easier to assemble and also easier to glue and have the glue successfully stick. Well, I cleaned up the dovetails. There was just so much wax in the corners of those dovetails. After I cleaned that wax out, I didn't need to use the hammer at all, even though I put a nice soft rag on it. Slid together fine. And I'm just testing. I used a ratchet strap just to hold this together. Check it with a square, and it seems pretty square. They give you two different size nails in here, the larger nails for the box, the smaller nails for the frames. I saw one of the reviews said that the nails would split the wood. Makes sense, they are fairly fat nails, so that reviewer suggested to pre-drill the holes slightly undersized, so even though it's going to take more time, I'm going to do that. So just like anything else, I pretty much got the hang of it by the time I'm done. This is the last box I'm doing. I am still scraping the beeswax off these dovetail joints, but I'm not gluing them, because even after scraping, there's still tons of beeswax. I don't think the glue is really doing anything, and any gaps in there, the bees I'm sure will fill right up with propolis. So I just scrape the excess beeswax off, tap it into place, make sure it's more or less square, even though there's really not much that I think I can do to correct it. But it's fairly sturdy, and then I'm just drilling and nailing together. Okay, with those boxes done, time to move on to the frames. These are a lot easier. There's 3 components to it. There's the top bar, side piece is actually 4 components. There's the bottom bar, and then your foundation. Now there are a number of different foundations you can choose from. This is just a plastic foundation that has been, of course it's got the honeycomb pattern, and it's been lightly coated in beeswax to encourage the bees to build comb on it. They also make real beeswax comb, or a foundation rather, with wires in it for support, or you can use just little strips of real beeswax in the top part, in the groove of the top bar, and that'll encourage the bees to grow their own completely natural honeycomb below it. And there's pros and cons to all of it, but my kit came with these, and this seems to be the best route, at least for a beginner like myself. Also, the sturdiness of these plastic foundations makes it a lot easier to extract the honey with a spinner, one of those centrifugal spinner honey extractors. So you start with the top bar and lay it down with the groove facing me. Get 2 of my side pieces ready to go. And here, since these luckily are not hosed with beeswax, I'm going to coat them with some wood glue. A generous amount, of course. Well, not too generous, I guess. I don't need it gushing everywhere. These side pieces are not directional, so I'll just slide that in. Now, I am pretty pleased. This is only the second one that I've made or put together, but I am pretty pleased with the fit of these frame sections for the Hoover Hive. Not too tight that you're worried about splitting it, and not too loose that it's flopping around while you're trying to get it together. Like, that was just a nice gentle press fit, really nice. So now I'll flip it upright, give it a gentle tap. I got a new drill bit in here. This also is about 20 thou smaller in diameter than the nail. Eyeball that right in the middle. Flip it over, or flip it around. we got 2 holes in there. Get one of the nails started. That one's going a little cockeyed. Perfect. Now for the other side. There we go. It's pretty good. It feels nice and sturdy even though there's just one nail in it. And I'll mush this extra glue around. Might as well try to make it do something rather than just put it on a rag. And I'll place it upright again, or well actually upside down. I'll put some wood glue into the recess for the bottom bar. Then get my bottom bar and put some glue on that. This is also directional. There's a groove on it. The groove goes inwards, of course, so it can capture the foundation. And I'll slip the foundation sheet in one groove. Get this bar in place. That's a nice tight one. Slide the other one in, make sure the foundation lines up in the groove. Suppose I can turn it right side up instead of turning my head upside down, so I can see what I'm doing. There we go. So that foundation is now captured in there. Tap that into place. Got some extra wood glue here once again. I'll just mush that into any nook or cranny that I feel so inclined to do. And once again, eyeball center. Get the nail in there. And the other one. And there you have it. That's super quick and easy. Well, as I'm pounding these together, I've just about figured out the best way to do it, I think. I am pre-drilling the holes halfway. I tried a few with no pre-drilling, and this wood seems softer, so the nail goes in fairly easily. But on one or two joints, there was a little bit of cracking. So I pre-drill the hole halfway, so that obviously reduces cracking, but lets the nail grab a little bit more. And also the half-drilled hole aligns that nail nice and straight. Also, I don't bother putting the foundation in before I put the bottom bar on. I just assemble it as an empty frame, and then this foundation is flexible enough that you can just kind of flex it and pop it into place on the frame, so that makes it a little bit easier, a little bit less to juggle. Well, everybody, here we go. It is all done. Came out well. It was easy to put together, just, you know, time consuming. And I did find out what these little brackets were for. It is for the mouse guard. I assume I put them in the right spot, but just slide it in like that, and that's for winter time, I believe. Prevents mice from getting in there and getting to the honey. And I think I showed you in the beginning, it did come with the standard entrance reducer that you can rotate to the big hole or small hole. And that's that. I'm definitely looking forward to setting this up, getting my bees in the spring. And the first year is just going to be letting them get settled in, so I won't get any honey. But it'll be exciting to watch them do their thing. I also got this separately from a seller on eBay. This is a screened bottom board. It replaces the solid bottom board there. And there is, I don't have it in here, there is a board that slides in here. What the seller supplied was some crappy, it's like plastic corrugated cardboard. There's a name for it, I'm not sure what, but it's very flimsy, so I'm going to put a piece of thin plywood in there, and that should be better. But the screened bottom board helps you with pest control, so I decided to get this as well to give the hive every good fighting chance against varroa mites and beetles and all that sort of stuff. And on the board that slides underneath it, you can get like a sticky paper, so anything that does fall through will get stuck and it can't climb back out. So that's one other little thing that I got that if you didn't know about it, now you do. But all in all, I'm pretty happy with this. For $190 and some assembly time, it's really not that bad at all. In fact, it's very good. It would have been even quicker to assemble if I didn't have to scrape all the beeswax out of these dovetail joints. That was a real pain in the ass. That took a lot of extra time. But everything went together fairly well, and my shop smells like beeswax instead of oil for once. And it's pretty nice. So that's it. Thanks for watching, everybody. Make sure to hit the subscribe button, and in a couple months you'll see me putting bees in here, and you can follow along with that part of the process. If you like this video, leave me a thumbs up. Thanks for watching, and as always, come on back for more.